How's it going, Jets fans? My name is Alex with my co-host here, Ryan Moran. And could it get any worse to be a Jets fan? Could it get any worse for this offensive line? It's the constant Russian roulette of left tackles. Duane Brown has been ruled out for week 1, and according to Robert Saleh, he could be headed to the IR as well. This is ridiculous. How many times, how many just awful scenarios, awful situations we have to face before this team can just stay freaking healthy, right? Before they can just have an adequate offense. Why does it always have to be the big guys too? Why can't it be like some player that doesn't really matter, like third, fourth string, like running back or receiver? Like, why does it have to be our left tackle? Why does it have to be Zach Wilson? I don't understand the streak of bad luck that this team consistently goes through. And, first you have Mekhi Becton. He's obviously injury prone at this point. I'd label him as such. George Fant is the only guy that seemingly can remain healthy. Obviously, he was missing a good portion of training camp and then bounced back, and now he's seemingly ready to go. And it's not bad news that he's playing left tackle because that is his better position. But now you're throwing in a 4th-round rookie and Max Mitchell to play right tackle. And, Duke Manyweather, who, is one of the more renowned individual specialists at the offensive line coaching position, kind of, aside from the NFL, third party. He was like, Max Mitchell's one of my guys. He's a good run blocker, but he's going to struggle in pass pro. He needs more experience. He needs reps. He's not a finished product, and he's going to get beat up against the Ravens. That's just the reality of the situation. He's going to get beat up in pass pro. He's a little bit undersized. He needs to win those hand fight battles. He needs to get to his assignments first, and he's got to be aggressive, but he also has to time everything perfectly to stand out in this contest, Ryan. But just hearing about this news, an unexpected kind of blow to this offensive line before the season even begins. Don't know where this shoulder injury popped up from. Seemingly just kind of came out of nowhere. What are your thoughts and how are you doing today, my friend?
Doing well, Alex. I mean, it's like you just kind of said to start. I mean, it feels like same old Jets, just nonsense. And, it really stems from what Jets fans have kind of echoed as a concern since it was pretty inevitable that they were going to lose Morgan Moses in free agency. Was the tackle depth was a major concern. And, it's really a problem that they went all off season with Connor McDermott and Chuma Edoga as really that third tackle, fourth tackle. And to really just cut them both at final cutdowns, as well as this offseason win, I think you could say it was a concern. And, it clearly wasn't addressed well enough. You knew what could you really count on with Becton's injuries. And, it then takes you to Duane Brown, who's, 37, 38 years old. And, you really got to ask yourself, like, what type of football shape this guy was in. And I think that probably you'd have to be led to believe that has something to do with this. It's unbelievable. I mean, you lose Becton 2 straight consecutive seasons for the entire year. Now Brown could end up on IR. I mean, he's not going to go for this game. I guess the good things, I mean, George Fant is just so reliable and versatile for this offensive line that he's been practicing at right tackle since they signed Brown the last few weeks. And you can just, in a pinch, really put him back at left tackle. And I don't think you're going to have to worry about it. I mean, if anything, he's better there and he's more comfortable, like he's spoken on. But then it takes you to Max Mitchell, who, while I think he's very talented, has a lot of upside potential, room for growth, and, can definitely be an asset over the long haul to this group. But, just for the development of him, like, is it really, fair to put him out there in this situation? But I guess at this point, it is what it is. Like I said yesterday, everyone knows what Connor McDermott is at this point, and it does make more sense, honestly, to put Mitchell out there. I think if we're just being honest about it, and he's put into a tough situation, and we're going to find out about him right away. I don't think it's fair to judge Max Mitchell or call him a bust if, he struggles in this game. I think he's going to make some mistakes. You expect that. But, I think any encouraging things that you do see from Mitchell, holding up and, competing are definitely some good things to draw from it. And, let's hope for the best with Max.
Yeah, I mean, look, at the end of the day, 4th-round players, I don't even think you can label them as busts, really. I mean, they're 4th-round prospects for a reason. I don't expect him to play well. He only played 123 snaps during the first 3 weeks of the preseason. He gave up 3 pressures and a quarterback hit. Did not give up a sack, played all of his snaps at right tackle. Graded out a little bit better in run blocking than pass blocking. But again, such a small sample size, it's hard to determine. And also, a lot of these games are up against backups, so we don't really know what he's going to do against the starters. The adrenaline rushing, you're hoping to kind of put together a more proficient performance. And Max Mitchell, look, he's a small guy. He's 6'6" and 307 pounds. 6'6" is actually not that bad in terms of height, but 307 is a little bit light for a guy of his size. So you're hoping that he can really stand out and make an impact here. But 23 years old, he's young, he's spry. This is someone who's athletic. He has really, really good feet. Now it's just about connecting his feet to his hands and kind of using that anchor and improving on his balance. And I think that he has the qualities to become a solid player. I just think it's too soon, right? It's a little too early to be expecting him to take that big of a step forward and protect against a pretty lethal Baltimore Ravens team here. So, what are you expecting from Fant though? I know he's locked down. He's cemented. He's a great player. I guess the question here is, do you trust this offensive line right now? Like, can we fully have faith in it? I feel like I still have faith in it. Laken Tomlinson, AVT, and McGovern. I still feel good about it. Right tackle might be a weakness, but just, that's where you have Tyler Conklin, Joe Zoma. You can chip these guys off the right side. That's what you do. So I'm very curious to hear your thoughts on if you still feel confident in this group, going into week 1.
100%. If anything, I feel more confident in Fant at left tackle. I would definitely say that. And just based on fans' comments, and I think fans in general feel that way. Really, it wasn't up until Becton got hurt that they, had to put him over at right tackle. So I think you feel good about that. You feel good about Laken at left guard. You feel good about McGovern at center, AVT at right guard. But the one unknown is obviously Mitchell. And you look at the Ravens, they got one great speed rusher in Odafe Owe, who's, 6'4", has a ton of athleticism. Owe is going to be a handful. It'll be interesting to see if they really scheme him up to where he's matched up with Mitchell one-on-one. And if so, to your point, whether it's chipping him with Michael Carter, CJ Uzama, whoever that is, they're probably going to have to give Mitchell some help just to be fair to him. And, Fant, you come to expect a guy who's just going to be consistent. He's going to be a great pass blocker. He's not going to give up a ton of pressure, sacks. Justin Houston's their other edge rusher. So an older veteran, but obviously a guy who's accomplished in the league. And, it's a good challenge. And like I said with Mitchell, don't overreact to him getting beat, making a penalty. You expect it. He's coming from a lower level of competition. Like you said, he's still got to, get that play strength up. But I will say with Mitchell, any of the good things that you do see in this game, run or pass blocking, definitely draw that up as a win and, feel good that he's gaining this experience in what's an unfavorable situation for him as a rookie. And, I hope Mitchell definitely, continues to progress and show us, some promise moving forward because the Jets need it.
That they do, but luckily they have a veteran quarterback in Joe Flacco who understands coverages a little bit, can pick apart some information at the line of scrimmage and maybe help these guys kind of do a better job. But this is definitely a tough blow to the Jets offensive line. Right tackle is definitely a weakness right now, but this is an opportunity for Max Mitchell to say, you know what, I'm going to rise to the occasion and showcase what I can do. And if he plays well, maybe he stays there. Maybe he stays at right tackle. And if Duane Brown comes back and, that duo was working well, maybe they're like, you know what, let's just use him as the swing. It's definitely possible they pull a move off like that if Matt Mitchell steps up and plays really well. But I do expect a lot of inconsistencies from him, given the lack of experience at the NFL level. But, we'll hope for the best as we often try to do. This is the life of being a fan of every New York sports team is that we tend to get really, really excited and let down pretty harshly every single year. And every single team, whether you're Yankees or a Mets fan or you're a Giants or a Jets or a Rangers, just constant, like, we can do this. And then after 3 games, we cannot do this anymore. We quickly got our spirits crushed at the end of the day. But, this is a reality. Hopefully we're headed towards greener pastures in the future, my friends. But I'd love to hear your perspectives below in the YouTube comments about Duane Brown going down. Do you trust Max Mitchell? Do you trust this offensive line? Curious to hear your thoughts as always. Make sure to like and subscribe on the YouTube channel below and on Apple and Spotify as always. And we'll catch you guys on the next Fireside Jets episode.